Welcome to this video on computer system architecture. We will explore the fundamental hardware components of a computer and how they interact with the operating system. A clear understanding of these concepts is crucial for anyone looking to deepen their knowledge of how computers function at a low level. Let's start with the central processing unit, often called the CPU. The CPU is the brain of the computer system. It's responsible for executing instructions from programs. Think of it as the conductor of an orchestra, directing all the different parts of the computer to work together. Inside the CPU, you'll find the control unit, which manages the execution of instructions, the arithmetic logic unit or ALU, which performs calculations, and registers, which are small, fast storage locations. The CPU communicates with the operating system through interrupts, which are signals that indicate when an event needs the CPU's attention. Modern CPUs often have multiple cores, which allow them to perform multiple tasks simultaneously. The operating system is responsible for managing CPU scheduling and allocation, ensuring that each program gets its fair share of processing power. Next, we have the memory subsystem, which is responsible for storing data and instructions that the CPU needs to access. Memory is organized in a hierarchy based on speed and capacity. At the top of the hierarchy, we have random access memory or RAM, which provides temporary storage for data and instructions that are currently being used by the CPU. RAM is fast, but it's also volatile, meaning that it loses its data when the power is turned off. Below RAM, we have cache memory, which is a smaller, faster type of memory that stores frequently accessed data and instructions. Cache memory helps to bridge the speed gap between the CPU and RAM, allowing the CPU to access data more quickly. The operating system manages memory allocation, keeping track of which parts of memory are being used and which are free. It also implements virtual memory, which allows programs to use more memory than is physically available by swapping data between RAM and the hard drive. Finally, memory protection prevents unauthorized access to memory, ensuring that one program cannot interfere with the memory of another program. Now let's discuss storage devices, which provide persistent data storage, meaning that they retain data even when the power is turned off. There are several types of storage devices, including hard disk drives or HDDs, which are mechanical devices that store data on spinning platters, solid-state drives or SSDs, which are electronic devices that store data in flash memory, and non-volatile memory express or NVMe drives, which are SSDs that connect directly to the PCIe bus for even faster speeds. Hard disk drives offer higher capacity but are slower, while solid-state drives are faster and more durable. The operating system manages file systems, which organize data on storage devices, and input-output, or I/O operations, which transfer data between storage devices and the CPU. The storage hierarchy, from fast cache to slower hard drives, significantly affects overall system performance. Input and output, or I/O, devices enable interaction between the computer and the external world. Input devices such as keyboards, mice, touchscreens, and cameras allow users to provide data and instructions to the computer. Output devices such as displays, printers, and speakers allow the computer to present information to the user. I/O devices are connected to the computer via various interfaces, such as Universal Serial Bus, or USB, and High Definition Multimedia Interface, or HDMI. The operating system provides device drivers, which are software programs that allow the operating system to communicate with specific hardware devices. I/O operations are managed through interrupts, which signal when a device needs attention, and direct memory access, or DMA, which allows devices to transfer data directly to memory without involving the CPU. The system bus architecture is the communication pathway that connects all the different components of the computer. It's like the highway system that allows data to travel between different parts of the computer. The address bus specifies the memory locations that the CPU wants to access. The data bus transfers the actual data between the CPU and memory. The control bus carries control signals that coordinate the activities of the different components. The width of the bus affects the data transfer speed. A wider bus can transfer more data at a time, resulting in faster performance. The operating system coordinates data flow across the buses, ensuring that data is transferred efficiently and reliably. The motherboard is the main circuit board that connects all the components of the computer. It's like the central nervous system of the computer, providing the pathways for all the different components to communicate with each other. The motherboard contains the chipset, which controls communication between the CPU, memory, and I/O devices. It also provides expansion slots such as Peripheral Component Interconnect Express, or PCIe, and M.2 or M.2 slots, which allow you to add additional devices to the computer such as graphics cards and solid-state drives. The Basic Input-Output System, or BIOS, and Unified Extensible Firmware Interface, or UEFI firmware interfaces with the operating system, providing low-level control over the hardware. Different form factors such as ATX and micro ATX determine the size and layout of the motherboard. The operating system interacts with the hardware through the motherboard, using device drivers to communicate with the different components. The operating system plays a crucial role in managing the interaction between hardware and software. The operating system kernel provides a hardware abstraction layer, which hides the details of the hardware from applications. Device drivers enable the operating system to communicate with specific hardware devices. Interrupts signal hardware events to the CPU, allowing the operating system to respond to events such as a key press or a mouse click. Direct Memory Access, or DMA, allows devices to transfer data directly to memory without involving the CPU, improving performance. Memory-mapped I/O is used for device control, allowing the operating system to access device registers as if they were memory locations. System calls provide user programs with access to hardware, allowing them to perform tasks such as reading from a file or writing to the screen. As shown in this example, this is a system call to read from a file. First, the file is opened, then the contents are read into a buffer, and finally the file is closed. In summary, a computer system consists of several key components. The CPU executes instructions and coordinates system operations through interrupts and system calls. Memory provides a hierarchical storage system from cache to RAM, managed by the operating system for efficient data access. Storage offers persistent data storage through hard disk drives and solid-state drives, accessed via file systems managed by the operating system. Input and output, or I/O, devices interface between the computer and the external world, managed through device drivers and interrupts. The system bus provides communication pathways connecting components, enabling coordinated data transfer. The operating system provides hardware abstraction, resource management, and interfaces for applications. Computer system architecture represents the integration of these hardware components working together under operating system coordination. Understanding this architecture is essential for efficient system design, troubleshooting, and optimization. If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.